So till now we learned how to name ionic compounds. A couple of things that we've noticed was that we have not used the terms like di, tri, tetra, etc. in naming ionic compounds. For example, in the FeCl3 example that we did in the last video, we said that the name of this compound was iron 3 chloride. We did not say, if you notice, we did not say iron trichloride. Okay, so the number one rule is that we won't use these terms while naming ionic compounds. We also talked about common names of base names of monoatomic anions like fluoride, chloride, etc. The new term here is the monoatomic anions. What is monoatomic anions? When you say monoatomic, that means in the anion there's only one atom. If you see F minus 1, there's only one atom. Cl minus 1, there's only one atom. O2 minus, there's only one atom. So these are monoatomic anions. And these are different from polyatomic anions. Now, what does polyatomic mean? Polyatomic means more than one atom. So, let's pick one of these. Carbonate ion, right? CO3, 2 minus, carbonate. So, polyatomic. There's one atom of carbon. There is 3 atoms of oxygen in this. Totally 4 atoms. So, this is a polyatomic anion. So, the one thing you have to do is you have to memorize the names and formula of polyatomic anions, or polyatomic ions. So if we say write the name of nitrate, for example, you should be able to write it as NO3 2 NO3 1 minus. This is different from nitrite, which is NO2 1 minus. Or minus 1, whichever the case. It's okay to write either 1 minus or minus 1. Okay? And if we see the formula NO3 minus 1, we should be able to recognize the name of this ion as nitrate. So the first thing is for you to memorize names and formula of polyatomic ions. Okay. Now, how do we use this in naming compounds, or if there is a polyatomic ion present in the compound, how do we name them? Treat it like any other compound that you have named before. For example, you understood that the name of this compound is iron 3 chloride. We know how to name this. Right? Same way, we might be given this compound. What's the similarity between these two compounds? Iron in both the cases. Okay. Anion in both the cases. And there are 3 anions. Okay. So then the name of this compound in this case would be iron 3 nitrate. Okay, and this is the name of the anion that you have memorized. Okay, so this is a simple version. It will get a little bit more complicated when you see that the ions or anions or cations for that matter might have a different charge. For example, it might look like this. Okay, when you break this compound up, first of all, you have iron as the cation and sulfate as your anion. And if you remember, sulfate is SO4 2 minus. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated in terms of how do we write the name of this compound. So let's first master simple compounds in class, and then once we master simple ones, we will go with the complicated ones. So complicated ones we will discuss in class. So first, the job is to understand how to recognize or how to distinguish between ionic and covalent compound and acid for that matter. Then how to write names of simple ionic compounds, and then we will go into complicated ionic compounds.